And it's another clean and simple card, but this time one of my favourite crafts, colouring. I absolutely love colouring. And again, I'm just going to show you how sometimes not throwing everything but the kitchen sink on the cards makes these look really, really stunning. So it's a nice, clean, simple card again. This time, though, I'm using just 2 of the elements. So for this, I am using the Midnight Floral Butterfly and Rose Blooms, which is a stamp and a die set. The only part of this that I am going to be using, though, is that stunning stamp, and that's the one that I'm going to concentrate for this demo. And then we've got that lovely Relations metal dies, which came from our mini dies collection, our mini dies series. And like I said, you've got lots of different relation ones, but of course this is a Mum's Day card, so I am just going to be using Mum. You've got Mummy on there and Mom, but I am just going to shorten that down because these are all individuals, which is what I love about it, which means that this die set then becomes something really creative, because you can make your own sentences up as long as you've got those letters in there. So yeah, it's going to work really well with that. So I'm going to pop those down there. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to do some stamping. So I've brought in a piece of cardstock. And if I remember rightly, I chose 5x5 for this one. So I'm going to sit that down onto my stamping platform. Let's get that the right way around. Pop the magnets on. There we go. And then I'm going to use the stamp. Now I'm going to place that. I prefer to do it this way. If I'm ever stamping onto something, rather than trying to guess which size and then end up cutting it down, and you can end up cutting too much into that. I'm just going to take the stamp set and I'm going to line that up into the centre of my piece. I feel like that's quite centralised. You can use that stamp set anyway, so you could take that and move it to the butterfly on the side. There's no right or wrong way with this. So I think for that, I will take the top butterfly in that top corner and have it on a little bit of a Katie corner, shall we call it? Yeah, little Katie corner. Oh, actually, I'm going to change it again. I'm going to have it that way. I'm going to have it that way instead. Yeah, I feel that's a little bit better. But like I said, because it's a stamp, there's no right or wrong way. It looks absolutely fab. Now, just going to line that up into there to pick that stamp set up. Now, dependent on your colouring mediums, now I'm going to use some of our tri-blends, but depending on your colouring mediums, depends on what ink pad you use to stamp with. So because it's an alcohol medium, I need it to be a non-bleeding alcohol-proof die, which is what our finesse range is. So that's why I'm going to stamp up with a stamping platform. So if I miss an area, I can go back in and add that detail in. But I'm just going to do some light little ink over the top.
Yep.
You can do some swirls if you want to do some swirls, but nice little light tapping will normally pick up all of that ink. Okay, so pop that down onto there. And then line that back up. Just make sure those are in there. I think that, let me just push that leg back in because I think I see that leg's a bit wonky. Let's push that back into the, there we go, into the platform. There we go, so it gives it that nice sturdy. And then push, little top tip when you're using a stamping platform, push in the centre. So if you push in the centre, you've got no give, and then you can just use the pressure of that around the outside. So it's always stamping from the centre, and then that added detail can go in afterwards. Now, if you have missed an area, so I can see I've missed a little bit there, I can go back in. Now, it could be that I've missed the ink. It might be that I've missed the ink. I actually can see the ink in there. So again, I'm just going to push down into that centrepiece and then lift. And if you're not happy, you can go back in with an ink pad, because I might have missed the area. Go back in. And as long as you line it up perfectly, you won't get that ghost stamping.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that in a second when I use that stamping platform again. So I think it was that area that I kept missing. It could be that this ink pad is, because it's a well-used ink pad, but I think I've got most of the areas there. So when you place that back over, make sure all the feet are where they need to be. But again, make sure that you go back down into the centre part. And then I think these were the areas that I missed, so I just need to concentrate on that. Just a little bit at the top as well. Just go back down. I think this ink pad is the problem here. I'm just going to put it out there. I think the ink pad's drying out. But I think we're good to go with that one. Yeah. So we'll just pop that to one side. And then take in your colours. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of a... Let's just grab A little bit of a spare piece to put underneath. We're going to do a spot of colouring. So I've got a couple of colours here. I've got pale pink blend, pale pink shade. I've just kept it pink because, again, I'm a bit of a lover of pink. And then just work at a petal at a time. So just coming down into there. And I'm just going to pop a little bit more over the top. And then switch to the shades. So to give it a little bit of extra shading, I'm just going to add a mid-tone from this one. And use the line work. So the line work that's on the stamp, you can use to help you decide where to put those shadows. That that extra to get that extra depth and dimension.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back in with the next light one down. Just go over the top to blend that. And then come down there. And then I'm going to go back in. In fact, I might. Let's go in with that one, the lightest one. So if I go in a darker one with this one, so I'll go to, let's do the light one again. And again, you could work at a petal at a time, but this stamp is not overly big. So I feel that you could lay down quite a bit of colour straight away with this not being an overly big stamp. So back down there. And then I'm going to come in with, let's go in with a shade 6. We're going a bit darker with this one. So again, just using that artwork that's on the stamp just helps you decide where to put, where the natural shadows would be. If you think about a petal overlapping, underneath you will get that natural shadow. So I'm just using the artwork. These stamps have made life a little bit easier when it comes to doing the colouring and the shading. And then I'm going to turn that over to the mid-tone. There we go. And just do that one under there as well. Come a little bit underneath there. And then let's go back in with the light one again. I'm just going to leave on the tip a little bit of a preserved highlight in there as well.
Beautiful colouring, Debbie.
I love colouring. Love colouring. It's such a mindful craft.
Relaxing, isn't it?
So relaxing. Really relaxing that sometimes you can lose hours when it comes to colouring, quite literally. Leaf-wise, I've just chosen a green. So for the leaves, I've chosen light green shade. So I'll just colour in a couple of those leaves as well. And it's just, again, using the line work on your stamped image to be able to decide and decipher which way you need to put the shade in. So if I go in the dark one again, and I'm just going to follow that centre all the way around and a little bit into that side and turn in with that central part and take it just over the top so that you get that perfect blend, and then back in with the light. And again, you could preserve a little bit of highlight. If you want to go back in and add a little bit more colour, you can go back in just to get that definition of like a proper leaf. It's not flat, it becomes more lifelike rather than flat dimensional. Well, there's nothing wrong with that though. At the end of the day, just enjoy the process of colouring. So if you don't want to do all the shading, you don't have to. Just colour it in. So again, just taking that, and then you can start to see how that all works together. Now, do I do a little bit more? We'll do a little bit more of the colour. Let's go in and add a little bit more. So I've just chosen pinks. There's lots of colours out there, lots of pens out there, pencils out there.
Yeah.
What colours you want to use. So which one have I gone with this one? This is light. Can preserve a little bit of highlight already in there. So if you don't colour it, you can preserve some highlight. And then again, and I'll just use the one pen for this, but again, just using that dark. And again, using that line on the stamp helps you it makes it really, really easy.
Yes.
So that's the dark and the light, and then I'm just going to go back in over the top. And then again, just to preserve that little bit of natural highlight. And whilst it's wet, you can go back in. If you're not happy with something, you can just go back in. You can add a little bit more. That's the 6, and that's the 5. Let's go in and add a bit of 5 into there as well.
Seems like
So you
a
can
great
have a play
stamp,
around.
like a great stamp set if you're not a you know, the best
Yeah.
colourist in the world.
Because it's not overly big.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, you don't have to worry at all when it comes to that. So once you've done that, you will end up with... Now, I did use a grey as well to go around the outside, so I'll bring in my finished one just for a second. So let's go in, and in fact, I'm popping all my tops back on. I know what I'm like if I don't. You don't want to leave them quite literally. So that is the started but finished. Just literally with the colour. And all I took there was the light grey, and I went round the outside to make it pop that little bit. When you keep it like just in the one colour, it looks nice. But if you want to give it a little bit of a, where it pops out a little bit at you, just take a light tone, either a light blue or a light grey, or possibly even a light green if you wanted to. Something of a paler shade, just to make that lift off off the page there. So that is our stamped image.
Beautiful.
I've then just used, again, I had some Centura Pearl, but you can use any colours. The reason I chose the baby pink was I felt like it matched really well on the image with the colours that I used. So I'm just going to pop some glue just onto the back. Now, when you turn it over, you're probably thinking, ooh, that looks a bit messy. Well, that is quite normal.
Yeah.
When you use a good quality alcohol pen, no matter which one it is, it will always bleed through. That's the sign of a good pen. So let's just pop that down onto there. There we are. And then just seal that. Now, I have actually popped some foam pads onto the back because I wanted to give it a little bit of a natural shadow when I popped it onto my card base. So my card base, again, I kept it really clean, really simple. So it's, I think this one's, yeah, this is a 7 by, wait a minute. Oh, yes, it is. It's a 7, it comes from a 7 by 7 pack. It's slightly smaller than 7 by 7 because it's the envelope that's 7 by 7. And then this one is the next size down, which is 6 3/4. So when it came to doing the mats and my layers of this one, I went to 6 1/2. I actually extracted the centre of that because it actually helps you when you want to use extra pieces.
Yeah.
And then just came down at, so 6 3/4, 6 1/2. That came to 6 1/4 inch square, just to pop that on, to give it a little bit of a mat and layer. I always say, if you're ever using like a pattern paper or a cardstock, I choose the cardstock first, or the pattern paper, and then pick my colours around it. I find that just that little bit easier than when you have to... So if you were to colour your image in first, it's more difficult then to try and find a paper that fits. So it's easier to choose your chosen cardstock,
Yeah.
and then take your colours and then match those up. So as you can see, that's where it started from. So it started from the baby pink, and then I were able to work on what colour I wanted to use. So that's going to just sit on the top. So I've put some foam pads on there. You could use 3D colour glue or a hot glue gun.
Perfect.
And that's just, and I'm just going to give this a little lift, just to make sure I've got that at the right angle and the right space in there. You could pop a little bit of wet glue onto the back of your foam pads, just to give you that little bit of wiggle time. But I've done mine by eye. Now then, I thought that was actually a pink piece. Turns out it's not. So, in order to do your piece, you would then just cut out, just so I can show you what I mean in case you've not seen these before. So although this says Mummy, and I'm just going to bring in my Gemini Mini because these fit through the Mini perfectly. And
Yep.
I just need a mini plate. Let me just grab my mini plate and pop that through. There we go. Now these are all separate words. Okay, so although it says Mummy, each one of them come out separately, which for me, again, means it's very, very versatile in terms of like what you want to say. So as you can see, I've got M, let's just drop that on there, MUM that I want for my mum. Now obviously I wouldn't use, although to be fair, I could use my colouring mediums that I've used to match, but I did cut mine out onto pink.
Yep.
However, I don't have that with me, so I'm going to just pop those onto there, and I'm going to use my pink tones, and I'll probably use this one just to colour that in to make that pop.
Yeah.
So just pop that on. Could have sworn I had the cut. I literally had the mum cut out. I think I must have misplaced it because I had it cut out, all ready to go.
Well, you've done it now, so.
I know, it's fine. You watch, oh, you watch, I'll find it.
There it is.
As if by magic, I found it. So I'm just going to come into this bottom corner, and I always work backwards. So I pop my M at the bottom. So just take your pokey tool, again, just to line that up and make sure it's nice. Now, I've used an adhesive sheet for this to put those on. And then just line that up. And then I line it up again. And again, just make sure, before I stick that down, that I'm happy with the placement, happy with that, how that is. Pop that on. And then just in the top little corner, added 3 gems. So 1, 2, 3, just pop that there, grab some gems. Ooh, now we haven't got a pale pink in this one, so I'm going to use Aurora Bar. Oh, do you know what I could use? The green.
Oh, the green would
I
work.
think the green will set that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to grab a picky uppy pokey down tool.
Yeah.
So let's just, oh, do you know, I knew this would happen. Let me just get that onto my paper. There we are, that's better. And then jumping off and bouncing off. There we go. Let's pick that one up. That one. Let's see if I can get that one on.
Lovely.
Do you know, always the case, isn't it? I want to play silly devils. Let's just pop that on. That one don't want to come off, does it? Look at that. Let me see if I can pick another one up. There we go. Let's go in. That's better. I quite like the green, actually. Offsets
Very
that a
nice,
little bit.
yeah.
So, and then the next thing that I did was I just took a piece in the pale pink again and a white, but this time I wanted to have like a feature on the inside of my card. So literally that is just 2 stamped images in the corner. So I've offset that in the corner, and that just gives it a really nice fancy little finish. It takes it from, well, I just think it elevates it. I just think it makes it look more professional when you've got something. And then you could write all that what you want to say to your glorious mums in there. And that is using that beautiful Midnight Floral Butterfly and Rose Bloom stamp set to create a lovely Mother's Day card.